everybody in the vlogosphere. I'm glad to be back with you. And I'm going to call this one Prisoners or Pilgrims of Hope. Why aren't you dating women? Asked my frat brother. Good question. Why not? I had left queer stuff behind with others' help. Still, I'd stalled. Though no longer bound to childish things, I wasn't reaching for a manly yes to women. I was on that threshold. The truth, in those last couple of years of Christian growth, I had changed. My legitimate, God-given needs for same-sex friendship had been met well. I was finally at ease with being a man. I liked being a man. And I wasn't abdicating my masculine goodness for a fantasy version anymore. You could say I received what I needed, but would I reach to realize the whole of my masculinity? That had everything to do with activating my sexuality in relation to a godly woman. My roommate nudged me in that direction, and I heeded his, and I think God's call to be true to how God made me. Receiving good stuff in the place of counterfeits and reaching for more requires responsibility. And I took the right step in a direction that grew me into the man I am today. Pretty impressive, huh? Perhaps that's the meaning of Pilgrims of Hope, Pope Francis' words to describe this Jubilee year. It tells of a person on his way, not claiming to have reached the goal, but one who is realizing, one step at a time, the purpose of his sexual humanity. Honestly, that's just Christianity 101. A truly hopeful pilgrim stirs up magnanimity, which to Aquinas is the jewel of all virtues, because it decides over and over to realize one's best. God didn't make me, he certainly didn't redeem me, to pine away in a perpetual adolescence of porn and queer relationships. He destined me to be fruitful. I chose that. And it's a commitment I choose every day through his grace. I am hopeful, more chaste today than yesterday. To remind you, in Eric Varden's words, chastity is not a denial of sex, but an orientation of sexuality towards a desired finality. It's a function of wholeness sought and healing found. Yet it's weird. The church no longer seems to have the courage of her convictions. She tends to settle on queer stuff in general, and homosexuality in particular, as a kind of lifetime imprisonment, a chronic condition that people, I guess, are just supposed to accommodate. One rarely hears these days about the transforming power of Jesus and his community. We just hear dramatic stories of pain and abuse that rainbow folk allegedly experience at the hands of the cruel church. Then comes what can be the confusing rap of Pope Francis and others who try to pacify hurt people by mumbling blessings. Fiducia supplicans, anyone? Followed then by the familiar roar of conservatives who insist, sometimes self-righteously, that they will never bless gay sin. Got it. Church, how about acting like Jesus and extending the hope of a real pilgrimage for persons bound by immaturity and disturbing symptoms? How about helping fellow Christians receive what they need so that they can reach for more? How about giving them a real choice to shed rainbow rags and become men and women of substance. Let's activate our full-bodied Christian gospel truth, setting captives free from prison and for pilgrimage. That's a hope worth celebrating. Amen?